Hey there, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So this video is me sharing my interview experience with the BITS School of Management for the flagship MBA residential program. So this MBA program is a little bit different than ISB and AMK. Firstly, because it's a 2-year program, unlike the 1-year program in ISB and AMK. And also because BITSoM takes CAT scores as well. So the students who've written CAT are also accepted other than GRE and GMAT. So the competition is a tad bit higher in BITSoM. I applied in round 2, but I would recommend you guys to apply in round 1 because when round 1 is open, the CAT scores are not out yet. So it's just the GRE and GMAT students who can apply in round 1. From round 2 and round 3, people who have written CAT can also apply. But I applied in round 2. So this video is none of that. I'm just going to share about my interview experience. So it was a virtual interview. After I submitted my application, I got the shortlist in about 4 days, and then the interview was scheduled 4 days after. So I had about four days of preparation for the interview. It was a virtual interview, as I mentioned, and the first question which was asked when I first joined the Zoom call was why was I wearing a blazer for the interview inside the house. So I told them that I reached out to a couple of BITSoM students, BITSoM seniors, and they were the one who told me that wearing a blazer and being properly groomed is something the panelists would expect. So there are 2 panelists, and the second panelist actually was on mute for the first half of the interview. So the first panelist asked me why was I wearing a blazer, and I told them that the seniors told me to wear. And the follow-up question was what other kinds of prep did I do for the interview. So I told them that my mentors and a lot of people I talk to, they tell me that I speak fast, and that could be interpreted as a sign of nervousness. So I told them that I'm working on my speech rate, but I also told them that that would quite be the opposites. Someone could also speak fast because he's confident, is what I mentioned. We had a laugh. It was most like an icebreaker question, and then the actual interview started. So the questions were mostly from my essays. Again, I was asked questions about, the first question was about my career trajectory and tell me about yourself. So I explained the skills that I picked up from my undergraduation, the 2 projects that I worked for, the skills that I picked up, the technical skills, and also a couple of certifications which I did along the way. The next question was my current roles and responsibilities, what I do as a senior database engineer in my firm, and what value do I bring to the table, and if people are dependent on me. Then I told them what do I do, what are my roles and responsibilities. For about 2 minutes we had this discussion. The next question was why product management as a short-term goal again, and why specifically e-commerce industry, because this is what I mentioned in the essays. I told my reasons for it and told why I was very enthusiastic about e-commerce since my undergraduation, and because I took a couple of electives which were related to e-commerce during my undergraduation, and the technical skills which I picked up during my WorkX, and the management skills which I will pick up from BITSoM. I think all of these combined, I think it would be a perfect fit. Product management would be a perfect fit for me. And then I was asked about the case studies which I did with respect to a product management course which I completed. So there were 2 case studies. They dug deep into these case studies and asked me a couple of questions on those. I was confident because I was well prepared with the case studies. At this point of time, the second panelist started asking questions. The first question she asked me was the meaning of my name, Vikhyat. And then I told them that Vikhyat means fame. And then the follow-up question was, Vikhyat, are you Vikhyat? So again, they tried to make me feel very comfortable. It was more like a conversation. And then the ma'am started asking questions. So the first question she asked me post this was, what was my biggest achievement? So I made sure that I will tell achievement which is not work related and something which is personal. So I told them that how I was an underweight kid. I still look underweight, but yeah, how I was an underweight kid and how I gained about 18 kilos after joining the gym, and a couple of lifestyle changes that I've made along the way. She was impressed, and she asked me what do I eat post and pre-workout. We had a conversation for 5 to 10 minutes again. Next question she asked me, I mentioned that I represented my dad's firm in this organization called BNI, where I had to give a business pitch for about 30 to 45 seconds. and how I marketed my dad's firm to other entrepreneurs while taking business from them and also giving them business at the same time. So at this point of time, she actually asked me to give that business pitch in the interview. So I gave the business pitch, which was again of about 30 seconds, and then we moved on to the next question. The next question was, whom do I look up to? So I told them that I look up to my sister. They asked me why, and I told that she became a director of a startup at a very young age, and that she works extremely hard. And I look up to her for a couple of reasons, for her work ethics, etc., etc. And then the last question was actually a behavioral based question, like a situational based question. They asked me if I was a team lead and I had promised the client a couple of things which had to be delivered on Friday, and it was a Wednesday, and the next 2 days the engineers who are going to work on that delivery fell sick, and they will not be able to complete the work and not be able to deliver what has been promised to the client. So as a team lead, what would I do in this situation? So I told them that being transparent with the client is the first thing that I would do. Show them what's happening here. By being transparent, show them that 2 people who are going to work are sick and they'll not be able to complete it. But also I told them that I would look for other alternatives, probably try to outsource 2 engineers who have the same set of skills from another project, and try to pitch them in and try to complete the work. And that would be my last resort. So this was all in all the interview, which was about for 45-50 minutes, I believe. That's pretty much it. And I got the admit for the BITS School of Management, and I start my MBA journey this June. And I'll be going to Mumbai for the first time outside Hyderabad to study. That's pretty much it. If you think I can help you out with your essays, with your interview prep, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and also the email ID, which I will put it down in the description below. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it.